Okay, let's begin. Like I said, welcome again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's class, and where we'll be diving into the core concepts of data analysis. All right, now, like you all have been aware when you did your orientation and onboarding at the first class, this is data analysis with Python. We have the data analysis, the Excel that is also running simultaneously as you guys are in class today. So for those who complained that they wanted to register for the other, not this, you were told what to do. So this is strictly for data analysis with Python class. And if you know this is not where you should belong, you know what to do while we proceed with the class. Okay, so now before, sorry, I'm bringing up something else. Now, before you dive into this field of data analytics, you need to understand the concept of data. What is data? Now, most of us have been hearing the word, this four-letter word, data, data. Either you're hearing big data, data. Everywhere you go, it's data and data and data. Now, what does this data simply mean? Data refers to raw facts and figures that are collected for reference or analysis. For example, numbers, dates, and strings of text. Now, simply take that data are any piece of information that is collected to be processed. Either is to be processed to get a particular decision done, or to get an information or meaning from this recorded data. Now, we call data that we say they are raw facts, meaning that these are unprocessed information. Okay, it is unprocessed. It is not meaningful yet. And in order for it to be meaningful, it has to go through the process, which involves data analysis. And then we give the results, which we use as information, where we draw insights from. That is why information is data that has been processed and giving context, giving meaning, which can be used for further actions to be taken. So in order for a data to become an information, there needs to be a process. And we are the process. Now, there are different categories of data. There are different categories of data. We have the types of data and the organizations of data. For the types of data, we have the quantitative data and the qualitative data. The quantitative data are data that are numerical in nature. Numerical in nature. These are calculated values, figures. E.g., we have numbers, sales numbers, temperatures. These are quantitative data. While qualitative data are data that are descriptive in nature. Take, for example, our names. Our names, feedback, colors, anything written in text that describes something is seen as a qualitative data. While anything that involves numbers is quantitative data. Now, for the organizations of data, we have the structured data and the unstructured data. Structured data are data that are organized in a predefined format, typically in tables, which involves rows and columns. while unstructured data are data that does not have any predefined format or our predefined format. But our example, our bank, our receipts, our bank statements, these are structured data. Now, there are different roles involved with data. Involved with data. We have the business analysts who interprets data for business insights. We have the data analyst, which profiles and cleans data using tools like Python, Power BI, MySQL, and others. We have data engineers, which manages and integrates data. They store data where it's supposed to be. These are data engineers. And we have data scientists who performs advanced analytics, including predictive and machine learning models. We have database administrator. These persons manage database performance and security. They grant and restrict access to data within the organization. Now, in order for data to be effective and to provide meaningful insights to an organization, it requires the collaboration across these roles. Now we are diving into the field of data analysis. Now, being a data analyst does not restrict you working alone. To provide information, you must need to get information from different sources. Most information you get comes from the data scientists and the data engineers. And they get their information also from database administrators and other people who do business analytics. Combined together, this gives you an effective data, a data which has been processed. So it is not a field where you work solo, but you must work with others. Now, bringing us down to the field of data analysis. What is data analysis? What is data analysis? Data analysis is the process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, informing conclusions, and supporting decision making. Data analysis has multiple facets and approaches, which comprises of diverse techniques under a variety of names and is used in different businesses, science and social science domains. Now, in today's business world, data analysis plays a role in making decisions more scientific and helping businesses operate more effectively. The overall role or function of data analysis is to improve decision making and effective operations of an organization. Now, why choose the field of data analysis? Why do we want to, learn and become a data analyst? Now, in every field, when I say every field, I mean every field, non-exclusive. Data analysis plays a vital role in every field. In the world we have today, data is everything. Most of you have heard of big data, big data, big data. These are informations collected all around the globe by different organizations and companies from different countries, different regions, compiled as one. Take, for example, your Facebook, your WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, they all use big data all your informations. Once you open an account with all these social media platforms, they collect all the information you provide and store them in a place. All this data collected forms what we call big data, and it is managed by the database administrator, by the data engineer, by the data scientist, and everyone who associates with data, including their data analysts. Data analysis helps organizations harness the power of data, enabling them to make decisions, optimize processes, and gain a competitive edge. By turning raw data into meaningful insights, data analysis empowers business to identify opportunities, mitigate risks, and enhance their overall performance. Now, data analysis helps in informed decision making. It gives improved understanding. It provides competitive advantage. It reduces risk, and it enables efficient resource allocation and continuous improvements within any sector it is being applied. Now, we have different methods of data analysis, and all these methods, the first four, which you see on my screen, are the major types. When I mean methods and types, the first four you see on my screen are the major types of data analysis. They are also included in the methods of data analysis. The methods of data analysis are diverse, they are much, but these are the first four. First, we have the descriptive analysis, which involves summarizing and analyzing data using measures like mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. Descriptive analysis asks and answers the questions: what happened? What has happened? That's what descriptive analysis does. It provides an answer to the question, what happened? The second one is diagnostic analysis. Diagnostic analysis goes beyond descriptive analysis. You perform descriptive analysis to get what happened, and you use diagnostic analysis to answer why did it happen. Okay? First of all, descriptive analysis tells you what happened, while diagnostic analysis tells you why this particular scenario happened. What is the reason behind it? Now we have the next one that involves predictive analysis, which is used to forecast future outcomes. It answers the question, what might happen? What might happen in the next future? While prescriptive analysis gives and recommends actions based on previous data analysis process. Prescriptive analysis combines insights from both descriptive analysis, diagnostic, and predictive analysis, and gives you instructions on what to do next. Combining these four types, take a scenario. You are given a data to analyze, and by a company to analyze sales. Now, let's say they made lesser profit last year. Then they give you this information and they ask you, please, we made less profit. Now, you perform descriptive analysis to know how this less profit was made, why it was made, what led to that loss, then what might happen in the future if you continue the same process, and also how to prevent more losses. That's the complete section of data analysis, from the descriptive to the diagnostic to the predictive and the prescriptive. That's why when given a task, after doing analysis, you provide solutions for informed decision making. These four major types are also included in the methods of data analysis. And what I mean by method of data analysis simply entails the kinds of analysis that can be performed. You might perform an analysis based on descriptive just to know what happened. You might decide not to go further. You can decide to perform a diagnostic analysis to know why this thing happened, or a predictive analysis to predict the future. Predictive analysis is what is mostly used in machine learning and AI algorithms. Why you use prescriptive analysis to give solutions on what to do to prevent what has happened before not to happen again. That's the essence. Now, going further, we have quantitative analysis, which involves using mathematical and statistical techniques to analyze numerical data, like when we were explaining the types of data. Then we have the qualitative research or analysis, which focuses on understanding concepts or experiences through non-numerical data, like interviews and observations. Then we have time series analysis, which involves analyzing data through a specific period of time or intervals or cycles or seasons. That's time series analysis. Then we have regression analysis, which assesses the relationship between one variable and another. That's regression analysis. Then we have cluster analysis, which groups data into clusters based on their similarities. Their characteristics between them. Cluster means to gather them. Take, for example, you are giving a group to segment. Okay, a data that you're giving separates the male from the female. Then you're asked to group the male that are above 6 feet tall and the ones that are below 6 feet tall in different groups. That's cluster analysis. Sentiment analysis identifies and categorizes opinions expressed in the text to determine sentiment behind it, whether it's a positive, negative, or neutral sentiment. Take, for example, you are analyzing reactions. Maybe you are doing a social media analysis by analyzing comments, reactions, likes, and dislikes. These are sentiment analysis. Then we have factor analysis, which is used to reduce data dimensions by identifying some certain factors which explains patterns you have observed in any given data. Then we have statistics analysis, which involves the collection, analysis, and interpretation of data in its entire form. We have content analysis, systematically used to examine text, image, or media. It also works with when you're doing social media, you're analyzing social media data or platforms like the YouTube, the WhatsApp. You want to see the number of engagements per page. These are all content analysis. Then we have the Monte Carlo simulation, which uses random sampling and statistical modeling to estimate mathematical functions and mimic the operation of a complex system. Now, they call it this one simulation. Take, for example, your AI systems. They also involve the Monte Carlo simulation. Creation of mechanical equipment involves Monte Carlo simulation, where you are building complex mechanical structures. Then we have the cohort analysis, which involves the studies of groups of people. Take, for example, you are given the information of everybody in this cohort, and they said, go and analyze the information. This is a group of persons who share common characteristics as being data analysis for Python students. They give you this information, go and analyze them. Take, for example, when you guys registered for this cohort, analysis was done to know those who came from different countries, Nigeria, USA, UK, and the likes. That was a cohort analysis. Then we have grounded theory, which involves generating theories based on systematically gathered and analyzed data through research process. Take, for example, you are doing your project work. Maybe they ask to write a project on the, let's say, weather conditions, climate changes. Why does climate change? Then you start calling up different theories written by scholars. These are grounded theory analysis. Now we have what we call text analysis, which involves extracting meaningful information from text. Now you do this through using natural language processing programs. Then we have what we call data mining. Data mining involves you getting large sets of data, going through them, discovering patterns, bringing trends. Take, for example, those people that do forex trading. Also, that's data mining. That's also data mining, where you analyze trends, you look at the pattern of charts, how it goes up, how it comes down. You are doing data mining. You are discovering the patterns and following them. We have the decision-making analysis. We have neural network, which involves computational model. We have data cleansing. We have narrative analysis. We have data collection, and we have data interpretation. Now, note that most of these process methods analyzed here, when performing analysis on a given data, they are usually combined. You use them hand in hand. Take, for example, your data cleansing, data collection, data interpretation, your decision making, narrative analysis. You use them, your predictive analysis. You use them together. Doesn't necessarily mean you use only one and ignore the rest. They flow hand in hand. One leads to the other. That's why they are called methods of data analysis. Now, let's look at the various places or sectors data analysis can be applicable. Like I made mention during the beginning of this class, you entering the field of data analysis doesn't limit you to a particular sector. It gives you an open door to every sector which data is involved. Firstly, whether it's business and marketing, data analysis can be applied. Whether it is healthcare or life science, data analysis can be applied. Whether it is finance, maybe you're working in a bank as an accountant or whatever, you can also be a data analyst. Whether it is companies who do manufacturing of parts, maybe cars or mechanical equipment, or companies involved in distribution, supply, transportation, data analysis can be applied. Whether in social sciences and academics, data analysis can be applied. Internet and technology, it can also be applied. Even in environmental science, it can be applied. Whether you're a civil engineer, you are a biologist, it can be applied. Whether you're an astrologer as well, data analysis can be applied. As long as data is consigned in that field, you are open to that field. Now, what are the key data analysis techniques? The key data analysis techniques when perform data analysis. What are the key techniques? Firstly, we have descriptive statistics. This enables you get a snapshot of a data's central tendency and variables. It simply means it allows you to see and know what your data contains. That's why we call it descriptive statistics. It shows you everything your data contains, from its variables to its contents to its information to the kind of information it has. These are descriptive statistics. Inferential statistics involves you making predictions based on a sample of that data. Take, for example, you are doing hypothesis testing or you are doing regression analysis. You use inferential statistics technique to draw insights. We also have the regression analysis, which is here. Like I said, regression analysis involves you determining the relationship between one or two variables. We have the clustering analysis, like I also explained, which involves you grouping data that are similar to one. Group them. This is cluster analysis. These key techniques, they are performed simultaneously. It is not one leaving the other. There's need for you to do more than one technique in a particular project of analysis. I hope we are all following the class. Please tell me and show me you are following the class by sending your reactions on the meeting. Thank you very much. Now, other techniques involves classification analysis, which assigns data points to different category or classes. You group them in class. We have time series analysis where you are analyzing data over time. We have text analysis, like I explained, where you're analyzing texts using the natural language processing programs, extracting insights, information from different texts, giving. Maybe there's a way some persons can tell how somebody is feeling by the kind of text they write. Say, for example, you are chatting with somebody and you ask a question, the person sends a message. Some persons might say, "Oh, I'm fine." And your gut is telling you this person is not fine, something is wrong, but it's not telling you. That's a way of doing text analysis, drawing meanings, sentiments from given text. Also, we have principal component analysis, which involves the reduction technique that is used to simplify complex data sets while you are also keeping the important information. Take, for example, you are given a data, you are about cleaning it, and this data is important, but there are some values not needed. You can use principal component analysis by picking the relevant information from that particular data and excluding the rest, which are unimportant. You're also keeping the information you need. Next, we have anomaly detection, which is used to identify patterns, unusual patterns. We call them outliers in data analysis. Patterns that are not normal. That's anomaly detection. Maybe, for example, you are those people who are into cybersecurity, they do this a lot, where they check for frauds, they check the network security if it's secure, hacks, people who are trying to attempt to access this information. They are doing anomaly detection. We also have data mining, which involves you discovering patterns, associations, and relationships within large data sets by picking some specific information through them. We have the machine learning and deep learning. Like I said, these are all predictive analysis. Machine learning involves you using predictive analysis to determine what will happen in the future. Also, in developing AI algorithms. We have the geographic information system analysis. This is analysis based on regions, locations. Call them geographic information systems analysis, GIS for short. Now, these are the various key trends of analysis. Like I said, you can be opportune to perform everything together. Just that you wouldn't know if you didn't learn what this different analysis is. Some of us might have been into data analysis before. Take, for example, you're giving data to clean. After cleaning, oh, they say check the sales made in so year, how much revenue was generated. That's time series analysis. Then they ask, okay, tell us the country or the state that gave the most revenue. You are doing geographic information system analysis. Then they ask you, okay, from this analysis, show us which one is likely to make more sales. You are doing machine learning and deep learning, though that still leads you to more complex analysis. Then you might be asked, okay, from this data that is given, please, we want the information of employees who have been paid $1,000 per month. You are bringing out information from this large data set. That is data mining. Then you might be asked, there's abnormality in this data, but we can't seem to locate it. We need to get it. Then when you are doing your analysis over time, you look for what we call outliers, things that makes the data shift its normal flow. Take for example, sales have been going straight for the past 4 years. Revenue generated per sales have been on a single line. Then for a Sunday change in 2024, it dropped or it went up. What happened? Why? You are trying to detect any anomaly, any abnormal behavior in this data to see why the sales either went up or it went above its line. That's anomaly detection. So other processes are combined in this, whether it's a descriptive analysis, a quantitative analysis, a predictive, they are combined, and you do this process hand in hand. Most times we are not aware we are doing it, but they flow together. When we begin, you understand how these processes and key techniques are being combined. Now, what are the future trends in data analysis? The essence of we learning this skill is not just to be good in it, but it's a skill which we grow with. When it's growing up, we grow with it. That is the essence of the skill. Now, in order for you to be conversant and very good at this skill, you need to understand the different trends it is flowing, the different trends, different areas this particular field is moving into. The most popular one that has been reigning since last year is AI and machine learning. A lot of persons have moved because of AI and machine learning. They've moved from different fields they are in. They've moved down to data analysis, data science, data engineer, DevOps engineer, database management system engineer. They've moved from their different social science fields. They are all moved to tech because of popular AI, machine learning, and all that's coming in. That's a future trend, and it's a trend that will continue for ages to come. Some persons have gone further than some persons based on their location and their region. Those in the US, in China, they've already seen AI. I know in Nigeria, we have not even gotten the chance yet, but we are still coming up. So it is a trend that will continue for ages. Then we have augmented analytics. Augmented analytics. This involves multiple kinds of analysis combined together. Then we have data privacy and ethical considerations. Those into cybersecurity, this is their feed. You as a data analyst can work also in this field of cyber security. Next in line, we have real-time and streaming data analysis. Your social media uses big data, and for ages, social media has been growing. These are also future trends. It grows over time. Real-time and streaming data analysis. While the data is, the years is going, the data is growing with it, your analysis is flowing with it. That's what I mean by real-time. Then we have quantum computing. Now, this is a very, very big field when it comes to tech, quantum computing. Let me use, for example, your 5G network. It uses this similar approach of quantum computing. Those people are doing nuclear research. They follow these quantum computing processes. It's also a big field. Then we have edge analytics, explainable AI, data democratization, advanced data visualization, ethnography, data analysis, data analytic ethics, and bias mitigation. Now, there are other trends which we will see as they are coming up. There are some past ones which have gone down. There are new ones coming up. But we get familiarized with these trends the more we do our research. We just have to list some few ones. Even your medical and healthcare sector is also a future trend. Now, let's look at the various tools involved for data analysis, the various tools that can be used for data analysis. Now, data analysis has many tools, many. The ones in my screen is not limited to that. It is not. We have other skills. We even have new tools that have been developed by people to simplify data analysis process. But the most used, we have the Tableau. Now, Tableau is created or was created for these French-speaking countries. If you are applying for jobs in a foreign country that does not use English, their requirement as data analysis or visualization, they work mostly with Tableau. If you've checked, right? Those others flow with Power BI for visualization. We have the Apache Spark, which is analysis used for analyzing databases. We have statistical analysis as a tool. We have Python, which is our class. We have KNIME analysis. This combines Python, Arrow programming language, and some other programming language too. We have the ClickView for visualization, Arrow programming language for analysis, like it's for statistical analysis too. We have the Excel, which most people are familiar with. We have the Google Analytics, which was created by Google. I think it started this year also. We have Jupyter Notebook, which can be used to combine Python analysis, SQL, and different. Is a tool which houses different programming languages. Even your Visual Studio Code, yes, it works similar with Jupyter Notebook. Then we have RapidMiner, Apache Hadoop. We have Looker Studio, Talent, TensorFlow, IBM Congos, Microsoft Azure for Microsoft Database, MongoDB, PyTorch, Scikit-learn, Sisense, Splunk, Apache Storm, Spotfire, DataWrapper, Orange, and many much more. It's not everything that is listed here, please. So we have different tools. Some of you might see the one, oh, I've learned this before. I know how to use this before. Even SPSS is a data analysis tool, but it's just that it's a past tool. People no longer use use it that much. They've moved into tools like Arrow programming language and SAS. So we have major tools, different tools. So the one you are familiar with is also a tool. But as the trend is going up, more tools are coming and we flow with this tool. Next are the processes involved in data analysis, the steps of processes involved in data analysis. Now, like I told you, the method of data analysis, it involves a certain process. That was why I said all these key trends, all these key techniques, they can be done simultaneously unknowingly to you. And how is that being achieved? By following the process involved in data analysis. First one is the collection of data, then the cleaning of the data, then the exploration of this data, which involves your statistical analysis, your descriptive analysis. Then we have the modeling, where you create your data models, show your relationships and all. Then we have the visualization. Then finally, we have the interpretation. Now let's look at the flow, how this process flows. Firstly, the data collection. Before the data is analyzed, it needs to be collected. When this data has been collected, it needs to be cleaned to remove duplicates, errors, inconsistent information, unwanted data. It needs to be cleaned. And after it has been cleaned, the next step involved is EDA, exploratory data analysis, where you perform your statistics, you check for dispute statistics, you want to see what this data has, what it entails, things involved in this data you were given or you collected. That's exploratory data analysis. Then we have the data transformation, where you transform the data from raw data through a process to become valuable information. Then after transforming this data, then you can model it, you can build it by creating relationship, showing the organization, the structure, how it's going to look like. Now, after building your model, you evaluate the model. Is this the right model to present, to draw insight from, or not? When you're done with the evaluation, the next step is you interpret this data and you show it visually. Interpret and visualize. That's the next step after evaluation. And when you are done with this evaluation, you deploy your information, you present it to your board, present it. Now, at the beginning of this class, I told you guys that for efficient data analysis project to be complete, it involves the collaboration between different sections that uses data. The data engineer, the data scientist, data analyst, and others. It involves the collaboration of these persons. Collaboration of them gives you informed and well analyzed data. How is that achieved? Your data is collected from a source, not from you. Take, for example, your data scientist gives you this data. Now, in a group or in a company where you work, these persons are grouped as teams. A project group has a data analyst, data scientist, a data engineer, an HR manager, and every other person it could house. It has them. So you as the data analyst, you are given an information to analyze. When you are done with this analysis of data, going through the process of data collection down to deployment, you show your team the data. You deploy and give it to them. Yet they now draw meaningful insights from. And then if it's required, you guys do a presentation of this information, you all do it together. And while being a data analyst, you need to be sure that this data you are analyzing or you've analyzed and you've deployed and presented to the team is accurate enough. Because whatever flaws you make affects you and the team and also the company at large. Are we following? Sending your reactions at the meeting. Let me see if we are together. Thank you very much, Mejovi. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now let's digress more and explain what these processes are. Now, data collection involves you gathering relevant data from various sources and ensuring that this data has integrity and is the right quality of data. Data cleaning involves you identifying and rectifying errors, missing values, inconsistencies in the data, and cleaning the data for crucial and accurate analysis. While exploratory data analysis, EDA, involves the process of you conducting preliminary analysis to understand the characteristics of the data, the distribution, the relationship, and other terms. That's why we call it statistical analysis also. Then we have data transformation, whereby you prepare this data, you have cleaned, prepare it, remove, handle outliers, you handle scaling features, you, sorry, is someone's mic unmuted? Please mute your mics, please. So the data transformation involves you encoding these variables, grouping them, doing classification, analysis, and all. Then next we have the model building. After doing your data transformation, you build models based on your analysis, such as you are doing regression analysis, clustering. You do these methods, use them in building your models, showing the relationship between each information of the data. Then you evaluate this model, check if it can solve your problem, if it can perform very well to solve the problem at hand. Then next, we interpret the data and visualize it by using different visualization techniques. Then you deploy it and present it to your company or to the real world at large to draw information and take meaningful decisions. Now, these are the processes involved in data analysis. At this point, I want to give room for some questions before I dive in to our tool, which is Python for analysis, by giving us a little bit of what Python is all about. So if you have any questions pertaining what we've been learning since the beginning of this class, please raise your hands only, and I will call you and make your questions simple. Please don't ask questions that will draw us to the beginning of the class. So let me check those that have questions. Okay, first on my list, Mr. Amadi Bright. Yes, what's your question? Let me allow you guys unmute yourself and ask your questions. All right, you can on your microphone and ask your questions, and please make it simple and short. Mr. Amadi Bright, your question, please. Mr. Bright Amadi. Okay, Mr. Amadi, you don't have any question. Mr. Sunday Ame, your question, please.
Good evening, sir, and thank you for that
Good
wonderful
evening.
presentation.
Good evening.
So I want to know, you said SPSS is no longer in use. Is there a reason
Okay.
why? And is there a limitation for using SPSS and maybe GenStat?
Okay. SPSS is not part of our class, so I was not expecting
Okay.
such question. Now, like I said, SPSS is I call it an outdated analysis tool, because you know how long SPSS has been in existence, and it has limitations. Excel is even better than SPSS, if you don't know. Yes, Excel has updated versions, and it is more. It gives you much more proficiency in analyzing data more than SPSS. You can use Excel to do statistical analysis. SPSS is limited only to some specific range of values. It has its own limitations. That was why other tools were developed for analysis. Normally, people use SPSS a lot. Yes, I knew of many persons who have been using SPSS a lot. Even to date, they still use them. I know it's mainly used in Nigeria here, though, because we have Nigeria does not, they don't want to grow. Yes, when we mean the government sector, they don't want to grow above where they are, so they use the outdated form. You still go to an office and see people using typewriters and all. They use that. Okay. So SPSS is thank you, Mr. Francis. SPSS is over 50 years old. So what's not the point of using SPSS when the world has gone beyond that part? That's why I said it's outdated. Thank you very much. Mr. Adebayo, your question, please.
It's Mrs.
Oh,
Adebayo.
Mrs. Adebayo, sorry.
Um,
Pardon me.
yes, I want to find out, no problem. These slides that we are seeing, are we going to get them so that we can have it for further study?
Okay. We don't share training materials, we share recordings. So you can get the
Okay.
recordings of this class, yes. But I was even
All right.
expecting, I was expecting most of you to be taking screenshots. Yeah, okay, take screenshots. When I pop it to screenshot, it's easier that way. But you will get the recording of this class. You get it.
Okay.
Okay, and it will also be posted
No.
in our it's posted in our YouTube links. That's why we asked to follow, because that's where we post them. You get the recordings. You can go back and watch and still get
Okay.
the information you'd have missed. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. So the last person raising his hand. Okay, I think that was all. He has dropped his hand. All right. So I think okay. Your question, Rukeme. I hope I pronounce it very well.
Yeah, the last lady just asked the
Okay,
question I
okay.
wanted
All
to
right. No
ask.
problem. No problem. No
Thank you.
problem. So you all will get the recordings of every class. That's why I said when I begin a class, you see I'm not recording. Please, somebody should just say, sir, you have not started recording. I will record immediately, because the recording is for you guys, not for us. Okay, so you will get the recordings after the class. Thank you very much. All right, so that's all for questions for now. Let's dive in. Let me mute on your mics. Let's move into the core tool we are using. Now, out of all these two listed, the one we are, that is the one I will say the Baba of them all. I call it the Baba of them all because it is the one that is applicable and can be used anyhow, anywhere, anytime, any day. Is Python. Yes, Python for analysis. And we are going to understand why. So which now takes us to what is Python. Okay, Python for analysis. We just to this. Now, what is Python? Python is a programming language that is used to create a variety of programs, including software, website, and data analysis tools. Note, it is a general purpose language, meaning it is not specialized for any specific problem. You can use it for any problem you encounter. Python is popular because it is easy to learn, efficient, and can run on many different platforms. Now, let me explain this. Let me explain this first part. Now, the reason I call Python the Baba of them all is this. Okay? It is an high-level language. Don't confuse it. I know people hear of programming language. Programming is hard, it's difficult, it's this. Nah. It is easier and simple. So long you understand the flow and how to use it, you are good to go. Python made it simpler because why? It is written in English language. It's the normal English language we do. We use every day. We talk and interact with people every day. We use in our business. That is what Python is written as. That's why it does not have any single language. It is generally. And it can be used to solve any specific problem. Python is used for analysis. It's used for data scientists use it. Data engineers use it to query website. Can use it for visualization. They use it for machine learning and AI algorithms. They use it for prediction. They use it for almost everything. Building of application software. Python can be embedded in every place. It is versatile. It goes round. That's why I call it the Baba of them all. And it also allows you to integrate other tools in it. Okay. Python is easy to learn. Syntax is in English language, making it easy to write, read, and learn. It is an open source tool, which means it is free. You can access it anywhere. You can even modify it if you want to modify it to your taste. Most people don't understand this part. They don't even know they can do this part. Say, for example, the Python, they are using VS Code to run Python. VS Code can run other languages, can run Python, SQL, and all. Maybe the Python you are running there, you don't kind of understand. You can modify it to your taste by selecting what you need to use. And Python is portable. It can be carried from one place to another. That's why it's free. It can run on any platform, no matter how small it is, it can run. Even on your phone, Python can still run. Your Windows and whatever, it can run. You just need that particular application to run it. Python is portable. Now, Python is well suited for data science tasks, including analytics and visualization. Now, it also allows you to build applications because of its dynamic structures. It allows you to build different applications. You want to build websites, mobile applications. Python is embedded in this. Python can be used to handle error debugging. It is easy to understand errors and handle them in Python, because even the errors you get are also written in English language. It shows you how to solve them, and you can solve them easily and very fast. Python uses white space indentation, which helps to delimit blocks. Now, this part we will get to understand it when we begin using Python. Some programming languages have a lot of brackets, curly brace, different kind of greater than, less than, whatever it has, making it confusing. Python allows you using your normal space tab on your keyboard. Bam, it recognizes this. Just you understand the flow of the program. Does not necessarily need you putting brackets, curly braces on some unless it is required. That's why I say Python uses white space indentation to delimit blocks rather than curly brackets or keywords. Now, why Python? Why not Excel? Why not SPSS? Why not Arrow? Why not SAS? Why not MongoDB? Why Python? Python operates at a high level. It operates at a high level and serves various general purposes. That's why I said it is versatile. It can be used anywhere, anytime, any day, for anything related to analysis and data in general. As far as it's tech, you can use it. It is known for its interpretative nature, and it stands out for its straightforward syntax and flexible nature. It is also appealing to developers. Developers love Python because it makes their work easy, because it's very simple. Python is simple and adaptable, which makes it effective for data analysis, machine learning, automation, and creating web applications. Now, we know what data analysis is. We know what machine learning is. Automation and machine learning also go hand in hand. Take, for example, your AI algorithms, they use automation too. Those cars that drive themselves, they use automation. Even the new applications we have today can be created with Python. Now, what are the core features of Python, which makes it the most unique of all two? It has extensive support for libraries like the pandas and the NumPy for data analysis simulation. Many libraries. You can access different kind of libraries. We understand what libraries are when we go deep into it. Python allows different libraries from different places. That's why it's open source. You can even import a library from a different location and open it in Python and to still use it. Now, it has a strong community support, and it is an open source library, like as I was saying, for machine learning and data science. So anywhere you want to get this library, you can go there and get it. There's a function we use called import. Go to this place, import it, and bring it from. Like, for example, you're in Nigeria, you want to import something from UK. Take, for example, the Python you're using here, and you want to import a library from UK. You can just say, okay, go to UK, and from UK, pick this thing and bring it in my system. Python allows that. Now, Python is applicable in real-world scenarios like web scraping and data extraction. Now, web scraping and data extraction simply means you going to the website, like data mining, getting information from different angles. That's web scraping on the website and extracting this information to form. Data scientists use this a lot. Like going to different locations. Take for example, you are employed as a data scientist to understand marketing. They will tell you to go and monitor your competition outside. So how do you monitor? You go there, go online, go everywhere, pick this information to know the company that sells this product best. How are you going to survive in this? The price that are lower, the ones the customers like. These are all web scraping and data extraction. It's also applicable in predictive analysis, either in finance and in retail and even the entire world itself. Any part data is involved, Python is applicable. For the development of artificial intelligence, machine learning models, automation, Python is applicable. You can use Python anywhere. And the beautiful thing I like about this is that you knowing Python just by analysis does not limit you to data analysis. You can delve from being a data analyst to being a data scientist to being a data engineer to being a database administrator to being different fields that involves data, because Python is used all around. All you just have to do is upscale your knowledge in Python, then you are good to go. Now, Python works on different platforms like your Windows, your Mac, your Linux, your Raspberry. Like I said, it also works in your phones, depending on the kind of phone you are using and if you have the right tool to access Python. Python has simple syntax similar to English language. Now, its syntax allows developers to write easy programs with smaller lines. No need for you running an entire screen of long text just to do one particular thing. Maybe you want to just say, okay, print hello world. You now write 2 pages of program. No, Python allows you to write one line to come out. Python runs on an interpreter system, which means that the code can be executed as soon as it is written. Immediately you write the code, you can execute it. You don't need to go and select a source, save it in the web, or go and look for where to run it, not crash your system. No, you don't do that. Immediately you write your Python, you can just run it and see it because automatically it has these things. Python can be treated in a procedural way, an object-oriented way, or a functional way, meaning that you can use Python as procedures, doing procedural analysis or whatever. You can use Python to create objects, object-oriented language, OOB, we are creating class or whatever. You can also use Python as a function. Maybe you want to create a function to perform a particular action. When you just call that name of that function, it gives you what you want. Python can be used in this different way. Now, what can Python do? Python can be used on a server to create web apps, like I said. Can be used alongside other software to create workflows. Can connect to database system. That is why I said you can even become database administrator by learning Python. Just have to upscale your knowledge. Don't limit it to data analysis alone. If you want to delve into the field, just upscale your knowledge. So Python allows you to, when you want to collect your information, you can just access the database online, offline, anywhere. You grab this data and load it where you are. You can also read and modify files. Python can be used to handle big data and perform complex mathematics. Python can be used for rapid prototyping or for production-ready software development. Automation. Python can be used for it. That's what it's really telling you. You are doing prototypes. You are developing a smaller application to test. That's what we call a prototype. Or to test it before you now do the major one. That's what we call prototype. Python can be used to do that. Are we together? So this diagram also shows us different ways, different places Python can be embedded or used. You have the artificial intelligence, robotics, quantum computing, web development, web scraping, automation and testing, blockchain, ethical hacking, software designing, healthcare, whatever place you want to do it, even if it's geographical information system, you want to forecast weather, Python can also be used. Are we together? Now, I will also give room at this point for any question to be answered before I move us to the tool which we will be using to access Python. Like we said, Python is free, so we just need the required tool to access it. So before we do that, I will take in some questions. Let me allow you to unmute your mics. All right, please make your questions straightforward and simple. Thank you. Jato Moses, your hand is raised. What is your question?
All right. Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir, for that.
Good evening.
Yeah, my question is okay, fine. Since Python from the way it is now is like it's kind of more what's it called now? It covers almost every tool,
Yes.
Excel and others. So what if in a company and they are kind of specific, like you should use Excel and you don't have knowledge in Excel, but you know Python? How do you maneuver your way?
All right. If a company tells you to use Excel, it is very easy. Excel, Python can be embedded in Excel. If you have not seen it, it is there. Download the updated version of Excel. You see where to embed Python on it. You can even run some programming languages on Excel. You can just embed Python to it, and it makes your work simple. If you have not tried it, it is there. You can analyze an information with Python, and then that information you have integrate it to Excel, and everything you've done with Python will be showing there. You just have to try and test it. Okay. Let me just say this: like I tell you, if you are going for a field, yes, I know how to use Excel. Yeah, I know how to use Excel in analysis. If you are going for a field, pick a tool you are proficient in, learn it, be good at it. There are other tools you still need to learn. If you want to, you learn them just to get the idea of it. And when you are employed by a company, those company might have their own tools. They might ask you to learn. You get me? It's not necessarily mean they might require. You might get a job by applying. Oh, I Python person who knows Python and this. Yes, you get a job. But when they tell you, okay, we use this software for this. You have to learn it. Why are they telling you that? Is because it's not because they want to make the work difficult for you or make it strict. You can learn Excel within a day if you want to. You just have to know how to use it. That's all. But the essence of them telling you this is the tool we want you to use is because that's the tool they understand. Not everybody understands Python. A lot of people are familiar with Excel, a lot, because it's very easy for them to use. Most companies use Excel because when they give you information, they give you in an Excel sheet. So you can even, after doing that Excel, you can save it and convert it to a Python script and do your program. You can even, when you are given a task to do in the Excel, okay, you don't understand, you can analyze it in Python, then embed it in Excel and show them the Excel part. They don't need to know how you got the analysis. They won't be sitting down with you checking. So you just have to be proficient in the tool and maybe get an idea of other tools they might tell you to use. But to make your work simpler, use the tool you are proficient in. Thank you very much. Israel, please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Thank you. Mrs. Adebayo, I know I'm correct this time. Your question.
Yes. Okay, based on what he just asked, so are we
Yeah.
also going to learn how to do that here? In case maybe after learning this Python and you go somewhere and they tell you that they use Excel, are we also going to learn how to do all this embedding and conversion here in this cohort?
Okay. I won't give you a guarantee, but when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Okay. Let us learn Python first. Those in Excel might not even know they can embed it. But if the instructor tells them they can, it shows them how to. Are we together? So let us be proficient in one skill first. Then when we are done with this, we can decide to go further and see how to use. Please let me mute your mics. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Israel,
All right. Thank you very much.
please don't allow me to remove you from the call, please. So, let's learn to obey instructions. If you are not talking, you're not the one asking questions, please mute your mics, please. All right, Mr. Osaon, your hands are raised. What's the
Good
question?
evening. Good evening. I really appreciate the manner in which you are presenting these Python classes. Really, really simple. It makes it very simple. I also want to ask, is it possible for us to get an insight into Power BI as well?
An insight into Power BI. Okay, okay. Don't worry. We'll relate that information when we let us not get let's say too far. Let us not go above ourselves.
Okay,
Let us
okay.
finish it too. I know this class is going to run for uh we have 12
4 weeks or
classes
thereabouts.
per week. So and you have a project weekend ahead. So let
Okay,
us, yes, because this is a community. We give room for people ask. We even do there was a last course we did LinkedIn optimization class for you
okay.
get me. So
Yes.
they limit you to you learning the skill. We can decide to just go through maybe a day class of how to integrate Power BI or Excel. So let us finish the cohort and get familiarized and know how to use Python for analysis. Then when we are done, then
We can
we
move
give
further.
room to learn, yes, to learn
It's okay.
additional skill.
Thank
Yes,
you
we also
very
teach
much.
Power how to use Power BI and others, but let us
All right.
do it at a time. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so that's all questions. Thanks to everybody who asked questions, and to those who did ask, I hope the questions you are afraid to ask have been answered. And you, if you don't want to speak up, you can also drop your question on the chats, on the group, WhatsApp group, and all. Okay, so for today's class, you get the recording, not the slides, please. You get the record slides for teaching. You get the recording, which also has the slides and the videos, and you get to watch them all over and over again. Get everything you've learned so far. All right. So, without wasting time, let us go straight to the tool we are using now. On the group chat, a link was sent by the admin on how to use Google Colab. Now, from your onboarding session, we are all told that we'll be using Google Colab. Yes, there are different tools that you can use to run Python scripts. We have the Anaconda, the PyCharm, the VS Code, the Jupyter Notebook, and the likes. You can use that, okay, to run Python if you have it. All right. But for simplicity and to carry everybody along, and to limit the issue where some people could not get this tool installed or they will not be looking for where to get this tool. We are working with a free tool provided by Google. We call it Colab. All right. So let me stop sharing my slide and let's go straight to how to use Colab. So let me share something else. Okay, let me. All right, so let me share something else. Okay, now if you want to use Colab, you need a browser. Please update your browsers on your PC. You need a browser to get access to Colab. Now, how do you get access? Let's look at the screen. I hope you guys can see my browser screen. Is it visible enough? Just send you your reactions on the chat. All right, thank you very much, Miss Adebayo. Now, on this tab, all you have to do is come to the search bar and type in Colab or Google Colab. Colab. Just search for Colab, okay? Or you search for Google Colab, whichever one you search. Now let's search for Colab and run it. Now you see the first thing, the first option we have is Google Colab. The full name is Google Collaboratory, okay? Which is Google Colab. Now Google Colab is hosted by Jupyter Notebook. It's hosted by Jupyter Notebook service. Just that it does not require the application. If you have the Jupyter Notebook, the Jupyter application, fine. but Colab is also hosted by Jupyter Notebook. So those that you don't need the application, this is a free tool, and we are going to see why we encourage the Colab. Now, when you search for Colab, the first one that looks like an infinity symbol that has Google Colab is what you're going to click on. So you click on it, and after clicking on it, it takes you to this page. Okay, where it explains what Google Colab is, hosted by Jupyter Notebook service that requires no setup to use and provides free access to computing resources, including GPUs and TPUs. The Colab is especially well suited to machine learning, data science, and education, and all. Now, if this is the first time of using Colab, don't panic. If this is not your first time, I know you are familiar with everything. For those of you who watch the video, I know you've already gotten familiar with how to access Colab. Now, when you get to this part of the screen, don't forget you need an email as well too. Yes, you need the Gmail account. If you don't have it, create one. It's easy. Within 5 minutes, you are done. Create a Gmail account. You must have it, because when you click on Colab and you want to open it, it needs you to sign in if you have not signed in. If you don't have a Gmail account, you have to open one immediately, because when you are doing that, whatever you do on Colab automatically saves to Google Drive. There you can get the information and access it. Okay, because all your assignments will be done on Google Drive. I'm still also going to show you how to submit assignments. I will give an assignment at the end of the class. Also show you how to submit the assignment as well. So let's go through the process. Now, if this is your first time using Colab, you are welcome to this screen. Then the next, don't panic. You see the options, open Colab and new notebook here. It is also at the top right corner of the web page. Open Colab, new notebook, sign up. Now, when you click on open Colab, it takes you to the next screen where it goes straight to Colab, and it's going to load Colab. Now, it loaded Colab. This is the screen you are seeing for the first time. This is the screen you are seeing for the first time. Don't mind me, mine is dark themed. I changed it to dark theme. Yeah, I can't. If yours is white, you don't need to panic too. I changed mine to dark theme. Yes, we love working with dark screen because it does not affect our eyes that much. It's not that bright. But I hope you guys can see my screen. Please send the reactions on the group so that you don't say it's too dark, I cannot see. Hope you can see it. Please send in reactions on the group. Can you see my screen? A lot of people are saying no. What is my screen showing you? If you can't see my screen, what is the screen showing you? Okay, somebody says you can see the screen. Thank you. What is the screen currently showing you, guys? You can only see the white screen. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, let me. Come in, let me. Oh, sorry, let me switch my. Okay, let me just share my entire screen. Yeah, you are seeing the right screen because of what I'm sharing. Let me share my entire screen, but I won't be able to come to this. So let me just share my entire window and share. Okay, believe now you guys can see my screen very, very well. All right. Let's go forward. You should be seeing my entire screen. Or you still want me to share? I don't want anybody. How did I change the theme to dark? Okay, let me just You have to do that to your settings, please. If you want to change it to dark, this is where you get it from. It's from the settings. I'll show you guys, but let's focus on the screen first. Now, when you are on this page, the next thing you see, welcome to Collab. If you click on welcome to Collab, it shows you it explains what Collab is. It shows you through, takes you through a video and whatever is on the screen. It explains Collab, when Collab was generated, why Collab came about, what to use Collab for, and all. It is here. Now, this screen you are seeing on my while I'm sharing now, it has the examples, recent, Google Drive, GitHub, upload. Now, if your GitHub is linked, you can see your files in your GitHub account if you have one. From Google Drive, if it's linked, you can see the files in your Google Drive. For the recent, it shows you the recent files you opened. So if you've done any practical class on, if I click on new notebook now, it's going to show me the recent file here. Then for upload, you can decide to go and upload a notebook, maybe a notebook you saved from VS Code or Jupyter Notebook or PyCharm or Anaconda. You saved it on your device, you can upload it to Collab. All right. Now, since this is the first time you're using it, all you have to do is click on new notebook. So you click on new notebook and it loads and takes you to a notebook, a Jupyter Notebook setting. All right. So just give it a few minutes or seconds to load. Once it's done loading, you see the screen. Once it's done loading, you get your screen. Now, this is notebook. This is Collab notebook in its entire form. All right, this is Collab notebook. Now, let me explain this, how Collab notebook works. Now, when you get this screen, when you've opened a new notebook, first thing, this is the title, and it's called Untitled O. Untitled O. Now, if you want to change the title of your notebook, you just come here, click on it, and click in between the last letter and the dot. Now, after the dot, from the dot to the end, from the dot to this point, it's called an extension. You don't touch it, you don't change it, because you have an error when you're trying to save. IPYNB simply means this is a Python script notebook. Okay, is a Python script notebook. This is a notebook. We have the normal Python script.py, but this tells it is a notebook. Now, how do you know a notebook? Our normal notebook we have, it has where you can write, it has pages, open and close pages, back and front. This is structured in such how I will explain. Now, this is a notebook. This is the title. This is the extension. So it is from this point. It is from this point like this you can rename. Okay, you can rename this if you want to. Let's say you name it as your first class or maybe your assignment or whatever you are doing. Okay, this is it. Now you save. When you rename it, you save. Now you must be connected to the internet, like I said. So automatically it saves to your Google Drive. When you click on Google Drive, you see your notebooks. Now, when you open a notebook, the next thing for you to do is connect to what we call a runtime. Now, the essence why we use Collab is this. Now, when you're installing your VSC code, your Jupyter Notebook, your PyCharm, your Anaconda, and every other tool you want to analyze Python script with, you install it on your system and it takes up space and RAM memory on your system. It can even slow down your system. Your system is not big enough. But with the help of a free web-based version, Collab, you don't need anything installed on your PC. And all the codes and programs you are running is not run on your system's RAM and hard drive space. Rather, you are given a free space, a RAM space and a ROM space, where you run your program codes and save them, whatever size it might be. You just need your Google Drive, your email address. Now, how do you get this free space? We call it runtime. How do you get this free space? You see this connect button here under the menu bars where you have code text. You see connect at the top right corner. Connect. You click on connect, then it starts connecting. Once it's done connecting, you see a good sign and you see some discs showing here. It shows you connected and whatever. Now, mine is showing green, means it's connecting. So they are trying to allocate runtime to me. Now, it is connected to it. Now, you see, they've given me a RAM space connected to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend. Now, the RAM space given to me is 1.14 gig, 1.14 gig out of 12.67 gig. That's the RAM space given to me. Now, the RAM space increases. The entire space is 12.67 gig, which I know many systems does never have to up to 12 gig RAM. The RAM space given to me virtually is 12.6. But I've not even used it. The only thing I've used just by loading and connecting is 1.4, 1.1. So the more you use, the more you put more script, it increases. Then the disk space, look at it. The disk space given to me is 107.7. That's the total disk space given to me. It is not my hard drive is being stored. It's a virtual space. The only thing I've used is 32 gig just by running Colab alone. So I still have extra over 60, over 70, let me say over 60 gig space left, which I've not even touched. And it doesn't even increase because why? When you are connecting, you don't use one runtime all the time. Use it when you are connected to a session. Now, this runtime is free, so it can be taken back when you are no longer using it. If Google notices that, yes, this runtime is not being used for a while, they will take it and allocate it to somebody else. They will take it from you and give it to somebody you requested. You and your neighbor or your fellow cohort members, they don't use the same runtime. It's different. The runtime is massive, but a particular session is allocated to you. If you are idle, take for example, I close this notebook now. They will take it that I'm not using the runtime and they will remove it and they will give it to somebody who is online to use it. Next time when I open this notebook, it must tell me to connect. Are we together? It must tell me to connect. So that's how you connect to a runtime. And whatever thing you do while connected to the runtime is automatically saved. Now, the next is Gemini. Gemini is an AI for Google, so I don't need to explain that. It's here to work as an intelligence for it to recognize patterns of codes you are trying to use. Now, here we have the menu bar, the file, the edit, the view, the insert, the runtime. Now, for the file, you can locate in Drive, open. This just tells you, okay, go and get a file. If you want to get the file, if you want to save in the Drive, you want to get from GitHub, you want to save a copy in GitHub, you want to pin, you want to download, you want to print, you want to rename. This is how you do it. If you want to download this file now, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. If you want to submit, maybe you want to extract the file somewhere, this is how you do it. Okay, this is how you do the file. Then in your assignment, you download the file and you upload it. This is how you are going to download it. Okay, you click on file, you go to download, and you download .ipynb, not .py. .py is just Python script. Why .ipynb is the notebook which we need. That's what we're using. It's a notebook we're using. So download it as a notebook, not as a Python script, please. That's how you submit. Once you download it, it's downloaded to your download folder on your PC. Then you can upload it on the assignment link. Let's not forget, let me drop the attendance for you guys so that let me drop the attendance link coming. Let me drop the attendance for you guys so that those who are, many people won't say, oh, I didn't fill the attendance. Let me just drop it for you. Sorry. Please, once the attendance is dropped, kindly go and fill your attendance. I'm coming. Let me. Let me keep my screen shared. Let me keep it shared here. Okay, so let me give you the attendance now so that everybody gets to feel it. Okay, follow me, guys. Coming. Okay, so the attendance link has been sent to the chat, so everyone fill it and everyone fill it and then you're there. Sorry, my screen is not freezing. I'm just sharing the notebook. It did not freeze. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm still with you guys. So I've sent the attendance link on the chat. Do where to fill it. Let me pin it. Let me pin it. Okay. So do where to fill that. And don't forget, it's for a limited period of time. Okay. It's for a limited period of time. So somebody can also take the link and send it on the group chat for anyone who might have dropped out of this class, for anyone might have dropped out of this class due to network issues, so they could also feel it. All right. So you have the permission to send it to the group chat. We will only give that permission when we tell you to. So please send it to the group chat, somebody, and let others who were dropped out of this class due to network issues also fill in the attendance. All right. While we do that, let's continue with explaining what collab is. Now, we have the edit, the view, the insert, the runtime, the tools, and help, and all that. Now, you can also share, you have the share notebook. Maybe you want to share a notebook to your friend or somebody, you can do that as well. It allows you to share. Then we have the menus on the left-hand corner, the menus. We have the table of contents. This shows you the number of tables, the informations on your Colab. Maybe you start typing and running any code. This shows you where it is. Then the next one is find and replace, where you can find a value within your notebook and replace it with another value. Then we have the variables. This list out the major variables we have in our uh, notebook. Then we have the key secrets. Now this one is strictly for you that is using it. Strictly for you that is using it. Now it makes you secure. Let's say secure. You don't want something to be viewed, so you can add secrets here. You can lock it. Let me put it that way. You can be keeping secrets inside this place. Then we have the folders where you view your folders and know. Now, in order for you to effectively use Colab, you need to be mounting your drive every time you log into class. You mount the drive and it shows you all your information you're doing. So when you are mounting the drive, it tells you to connect to a Google Drive. You click on connect, permit it to connect, and it runs a code and automatically connects by doing this, mounting Google Drive. Then when you are done, everything shows here. Now, this is my drive. Look at it. Everything has been I see it. So when I click on this pull down menu, I see everything I have on my drive. Look at it. All the information I have on my drive will be showing here. So this is it. That's why you mount your drive. So you can even see your drive online without even going to Google Drive. It is here. The assignments can be here. Then let's close this. Now, using Colab for the first time, getting familiarized with the tools, you see this black thing. You are seeing here that's a play button. This is called a cell block. You have what we call a code block and a text block. Okay, we have what we call a code block and a text block. Now, for the code block, it is like this black with a play sign. For the text block, it is not black. If you want to add a text block, you see this place where you have plus code and plus text. It means add code block or add text block. Then you add cell because they call it cell block too. So when you click on it, text cell, it includes a text cell for you, a cell block here for text, a text block. So this is a code block, while this one I'm saying double click to enter is a what? Text block. All right. This is a cell block, this is a text block. Now you can use text block to write in different information, different things you want. All right. You don't necessarily need to run anything. You can write it. You can use it to write. You can use it to type, take down notes, or write informations. Please don't write it inside a code block. Code block is for running codes, Python codes. Cell block is for writing long notes. That's the two differences. Okay. So this is how you do it and how you utilize your Google Colab. So sorry guys, pardon me. I believe we are all familiar with Colab now. I believe we are all familiar with using Colab. Any questions so far? Please, if you have questions, raise your hands and I will call you. All right. So first on my list, I have Favor. This is Favor Iridia. What's your question?
Okay, good evening. So
Good
my
evening.
question is that can we download this Collab as an app, or it's just going to be a website kind of thing?
To access Colab, you need a Chrome browser. It is a free tool. Like I said, you don't need to download anything. That's the essence of using Colab. It allows you to use and run codes without disturbing your PC space or RAM. On applications, there are applications you can install for offline use, but in order to use Colab, you need to be online. For offline practice, you could download Visual Studio Code. It is there. You can download it and use for offline. All right. But to use Colab, you must be connected to your internet. That's why it is a free tool. Don't download. There's no application to download to use Google Colab. Google Colab is used online from the Google space. So if you need a free tool to use offline without network connectivity, download and install Visual Studio Code, VS Code. Thank you. Victor, your question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, the second part, I don't know, almost answer my question. My question is about connecting to the Google Colabs, because as of yesterday, I don't know, my system have an issue. It cannot connect to Wi-Fi any longer. So I wanted to ask if I can use Jupyter Notebook instead of Colab because I cannot connect to online.
Okay, like I said, you can install it on your PC and use it. If it allows you to work offline, you can use it for offline practices. But your assignment is submitted as a notebook, not as a file, not as a text, not as a picture. If you submit anything aside from a notebook, to be marked as that assignment was not done. Okay, so let's just flow with it. For your system that's not connected to Wi-Fi, try updating your drivers. Okay, try updating your system drivers, and you'll be able to connect. Refresh your PC, update the drivers, and restart it. Then you could be able to connect to the internet as well. You can even use your phone as an Ethernet instead of the Wi-Fi. You can use your phone and a cord to use it as an Ethernet source. It also works that way. Thank
yes,
you.
The problem is connecting the phone to the system. I do, but I will not be using the phone again because I intend to be using the phone to connect to the class and then use the system to be. That is how I normally do my.
All right. No problem. Whichever way works best for you, but you must submit our assignments the way we require. Thank you. Mrs. Evie, your question.
Yes. Just a brief diversion or digression. I think
Okay.
Osonobu can restart his system and try before he can update. Sometimes the system just needs to restart. So that's that.
Yeah.
Then my question is this. I don't have Chrome on my system. I don't like using Google Chrome. I use either Microsoft Edge or Mozilla or even Brave. So can I still access Google Colabs using any of these web browsers?
Yeah. You can. And as long as you can log in your Gmail account, you can access Colab.
Okay, thank you very much.
Even if you are using Edge, you're using Firefox, or whatever. As far as you could log in your account, you know, Edge mostly requires an Outlook account. But as far as you could log in I've used since somebody used the Edge to log in his Google account and was using Colab. That's true. So you can switch to that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. So with reference to that, please, for any confusion, the video dropped on the group on how to use Colab. You can still go through it. And for today's class, recordings for today's class will also be sent to the group. Once we are done, once we get it, we'll send it to the group. So just be patient and you get it. And you can go through it all over again. Mrs. Ogona, your question, your answer raised. What's the question?
Yes, please. Thank you for the session. My question is regarding the YouTube, right? Because I do watch the YouTube. So you said you're going to upload the class after the session, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, does it correspond with that of YouTube? In case I don't want to watch that of the class, maybe I can use that of the YouTube as a substitute, right? In as much as I know there are some topics that could be taught, something that could be remembered in the process of teaching. So after staying for the class, I just substitute for the YouTube.
if I get you correctly, you want if we, when we instead of you watching the class, you want to watch from the YouTube, right?
No, instead of rewatching, maybe there are some section I got deviated or something. So instead of
Okay.
rewatching the class.
Okay. Instead of you rewatching the class, you might check for your answers on another. Yes, this tech is not limited to one particular place. You can get information anywhere. Like I said, you can even go to YouTube, learn ahead of the class. You are free. Even on our YouTube page, we have recorded classes like this. Yeah.
Okay, what I mean is the community. Yes, the community YouTube, because some of the
Yes.
topics are already there. So that is what I
Yes,
mean.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's the same. That's what I'm saying. Now, you can get previous, like the videos there are from previous cohorts too. You understand? From previous cohorts. So you can also watch them and get the information you have missed. We also share that. Okay, we can share that to you guys to research before we do ours. No problem. But this one that's for our class, for our cohort, we are still going to submit it. I think at this point I need to stop recording and okay, let me stop recording the class. Thank you. So